Welcome into another episode of Granddaddy's Farm. Stay tuned, enjoy. We got more to come.
Ah,
Good Lord.
you like my new piece of equipment?
Yeah? Goodness gracious.
You think this may knock out some acres?
Oh, definitely.
So, so you know how like when of course I come here, everything I give you is leased, not leased, but I let you borrow all the equipment while I'm here.
Right.
Well, I've come to a decision.
Okay.
I realize you don't have any good piece of equipment to do cultivation with, and so I'm leaving this with you.
Oh, man, I appreciate it.
Yep. So you will be keeping this at the end of the day. So that's good. But while I'm here, you know me, I like to go a little bit bigger, get the job done faster, and especially we gotta get some of the tillage out of the way. And on top of all that, I wanted to go ahead and get you a nice, do a little bit of upgrade, see if this does anything for your cultivation needs. Tillage, this right here should give everything you need.
Good Lord, that thing is monstrous.
Oh yeah. You know the best part?
What's that?
You know that John Deere I bought the other day for the auger wagon?
Yeah.
Well, that right there has enough horsepower to pull that.
Good God.
So that means we can just dump directly in there and go from there.
Sweet.
Well, that up.
Well, I do have some good news.
Go for it.
Apparently one of the neighboring farms, they went up to the shop yesterday evening to purchase some, odds and ends, whatnot. And they seen the harvester sitting down there, and they called me.
Yeah.
They offered me 20 grand cash for the harvester and the two headers. They needed the harvester itself for parts.
That's not bad.
Nah, not saying insurance was only going to give me about 15.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm trying to get this thing turned around and I'm trying to get into an area where I can open her up, just do a quick glance over. What's the moisture at on the beans?
I haven't checked it yet. We'll run down there on the gator real quick and give her a quick check.
Well, if you want to grab me real fast, we'll go down there together and then we'll both go through this piece of equipment. Make sure, holy moly, is this big. Wow. This is uh this is 10 meters of get the job done right here, buddy.
Oh my. Uh, yeah, I think that'd get it done real quick.
Exactly. Well, you know what the good part about this right here is, right?
What's that?
So what these do right here is you take the so with these you can actually angle the wheels, or not the wheels, but these things right here.
Yeah, the spades.
You can angle like these spades that go on the ground a little bit more and kind of make them more or less aggressive depending on what you want to do with your cultivation.
Ooh,
And with this back here, you can also make it where it compacts heavier down in the ground or lifts up more off the ground, so it's not as abrasive to the ground when it's doing its job as well.
nice.
So just cool little facts, not a whole lot of people know. So let's go down there and take a look.
Alright.
Look, some green. They're not rolling out of the pods. They back. They're still, buddy. You may either they need to go tomorrow or they need to go late this afternoon. But just by the moisture test, man, these just right here aren't where you want them yet.
Yeah, I got you.
Because try breaking one of these pods apart right here. When you see it's not wanting to come out of the pod easily, that's not a really good sign. You want them where like when you roll them around in your hand, the pods crumble and you're left with the beans. And just right now, you're not left with those beans. You're left with some. You're not left with it pretty much. You're left with worse.
Yeah.
So, but everything else though, we're looking good. I mean, if you want to, we can give her a little bit of a test try. But if I had to say anything, I'd say We need to wait just a little bit and maybe like a couple of hours, come back, see what she does, looks dead.
Yeah. Let's hold off on this for a little bit. I'm gonna trust your opinion on this because the last thing I want to do, I don't want to plug up that brand new header.
Well, it's not really you're gonna be plugging up anything. It's more or less you're gonna be losing yield.
Yeah,
Because what will happen is you see the well, yeah, you also plug it up, but if you see these beans and the way they're gonna crumble, you gotta remember your machine's gonna thrash them around, and that thrash around what makes the shell crumble. Well, if you're having this much trouble getting it out of your hand, you're putting pressure to it. That machine puts pressure to it, but nowhere near the amount of force you can put in one singular pod by itself. It's got multiple pods that's to go through. So you'll be just shooting pods out the back of your machine and never catching a bit of beans, hardly.
yeah.
So I think that's just the best thing for right now. So let's go. I think the best thing to start out with is go look at that field and look at where the field that you need to put drain tile in, and kind of look exactly where it needs to be put in at, and kind of go from there.
All right.
This is where it's going to come down to how do we do this the correct way.
Right.
So you see where this kind of water, where it kind of plateaus, like right here.
Yeah.
It doesn't fully. I mean, you have that steep down. You have that steep grade down. Like that's just easy.
Oh yeah. And then right down in here, it's just. It,
Yep,
uh,
getting mud, everything on that. So I'd run you a line right here.
yeah.
I'd go to the top of there. Run you a line right here. Another one. And then curve one out, but leave it off the side about 5 feet. But curve you one out and coming out here and make that your main line going all the way down and going down towards your cattle.
All right.
And this is something I will say you need to look into also. Putting you some in this over here. Because you got to remember, even though we're getting most of that moisture, we're getting most of that stuff out of there, you still have a lot of stuff that's just piling down here at this end point.
Yeah.
Because you got to think about this. Up there on your top of your mountains where most of your dry stuff is going to be. Coming down here, it's going to be wetter and wetter and wetter because everything's flowing. You know what I mean? It's the old saying, it don't go upstream, it only goes down.
Yeah. All the runoff comes right down through where we're at right now.
Exactly. So you need to make sure you're counteracting that. And you just need to kind of maybe flex it into here. I mean, one idea for you to do. I mean, this is a risky idea to tell you to do, but dig you out a pond.
Yeah.
You can put you a nice little pond down here and kind of have yourself your ultimate little place. Put stock it full of fish and actually get sanctioned by the government to have it down here, but have all of your runoffs, everything like that, tally up in that pond.
Right.
And if you ever wanted to, you have a source of water to where if you have some really good years and you want to, you could run yourself a pivot
Right.
and put you some pivots in going from, you know what I mean, running it, drawing all your pivot stuff from down here and bringing it up there to like the top up there and letting it spray down.
Yeah. Instead of having to worry about running that well up there dry, sitting up on top of the mountain.
Exactly.
A few moments later.
I'd recommend putting one huge pipe going diagonal. And then for the up and down, including this one, I would just do up and downs as smaller, thinner pipes. So you have your one large main, which would be this middle one right here, and then everything else would be so on and so forth.
Yeah. Do like 6-inch mains down through here, and then this big main down on the bottom. Do like a 36-inch.
Yeah, exactly. Now you understand what I'm saying. And that should be what gives you the best yield going into next year. And honestly, if I tell you anything, I mean, you're going to need some stuff because you still need to probably, I don't know, you want to say, let me look at something. I think that's perfect for this right here. You want to go test some beans and see if the beans are ready to roll?
Yeah. Let's run back up there. Well, I ain't running back up this mountain. I'm driving back up this mountain.
You want to drop this pin for me?
Yeah. Drop her in there for you.
How bad we off?
Come on back, on back, on back, on back, on back. There you go, right there.
All right. You got everything plugged in?
Yes, sir.
Well, you want to do this? Let me do some getting that harvester ready for beans.
Oh yeah,
Have you switched everything over in the back?
yeah. The gates are all switched over. It's ready to go.
All right. Oh, well, hold up. You forgot this belt over here.
Oh,
Let's swap this belt over real fast and get her switched. And just make sure she looks good. Because these beans are a little bit more on the greener side than I would want them to be for this.
1 foot by 1 foot area here. We got about 2 beans.
All right. Well, I got over here. I got about 4. So you're losing about 1 bushel per acre. That ain't bad.
Yeah, ain't bad at all.
1 bushel per acre is normal. As long as you're only losing 1 bushel per acre, you're doing fine. I'm gonna pull this back up here, and then I'm gonna let the reel do not be as aggressive, but I'm gonna pull it down to where it's a little bit more aggressive and help feeding. I'm gonna tell you this, but I don't think you got much beans.
Yeah, it's not looking that good.
It's almost like nowadays to make a profit, you need to be harvesting 30,000 acres. Well, buddy, I think it's time for us to go ahead and start getting everything packed up for me, and let's get all my equipment separated from yours here once you get everything unloaded, so
Yep.
that I can go ahead and get everything out of your way so you can continue on with your business.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you on the radio?
Yeah, I'm on the radio. What's going on?
All right, man. I'm gonna just park my equipment down here at your cattle barn,
All right.
just so it's out of the way of your everyday operations.
All right. That's not a problem.
Yeah, and I think that's the best way to do it, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Hey, here. Let's head up there to my truck. Yep. Just gonna leave everything there. I'll have that truck driver come by and pick it up.
Yes, sir.
So, with everything I taught you, do you think you're gonna make it out?
Oh yeah. I should definitely be able to make it out.
Alrighty, well, that sounds good to me.
Well, sir,
Well,
I appreciate everything you've taught me.
don't worry now. I'll be back over time. I'll be back.
Oh yeah. I'll be looking
That's,
forward to it.
at some point, I'll be back to aggravate you to make sure you're doing your job. But this is where I must say my bye.
All right. Well, safe travels.
Yep, you too. Have a good one. Bye. Thank God. He was annoying.
Hey, you left the radio on.
Oh, wait. Did I? Oh, man. I was joking, buddy. Trust me. I was just joking.
Sure.